Hey guys, it's Scott at Modeler X. Thanks for checking us out. We got part 7 here for the Zvezda 120 700th scale Star Destroyer. And we're going to cover a lot of ground because we're getting ready to finish this one up. So here we go. So obviously we had to cut out the bottom of the hangar bay, or I'm sorry, on the bottom of the Star Destroyer. Cut that out. And we have this is the photo etch piece. I painted that that little detail there yellow. So then when we added sort of the top ceiling on top of it, there's a hole there, and that yellow piece would shine through. So all that assembled, we put that together and then glue it into the hole in the bottom of the Star Destroyer right here. Those LED wires are going to that sort of command center, and then I ran some of the tulip along the edges to do light blocking all along there, so you can see both of those sections put together. It took quite a bit of troubleshooting to get all the light leaks taken care of, but after globbing on enough, we got there. So from front to back, here's the top of the hull, and there's some LED lights that I put to shine down on top of the hangar bays. Some wires there to connect up and then down what would be the port side. Port or starboard? I don't know. We're upside down here. These are the connect and leads that get back up to those pieces of tape. And then let's get set up and show you the actual bottom of the hull here. This is where most of the activity is going on. You can see all the trenches on the side of the ship, and then also just all the tape and all the wires, and there's the hull, or I'm sorry, the hangar bays put in place. As we get towards the back here, we're dealing with all the engines. There's the tubes that are holding the bi-colored LEDs, the blue and the white, both in the starboard, port, and center positions. And then down the edge of this trench, obviously just right there on the left, you can see that's where our main power is going to be hooking up. So we got it all sewn up and tested the lighting, and boom, whoop, there it is. It's obviously resting on the binding post to stick it into the stand. There's kind of a starboard side view. So now let's head into weathering here. And this is the unweathered side of the ship, and that's the weathered side. I'm using Vallejo light gray wash, just straight with the paintbrush, and just like there, you can see it, just dip that into the paint tray there and massage it over. There's the bottle. And it came out a little too aggressive for me. You can see here, especially near the front, I kind of overdid it. Nice thing is we can, let's mask off the trenches around sort of the edges of the Star Destroyer, and then I'm just going to hit this with the base coat of paint again, real lightly from afar, and kind of just tone this whole thing down. Alright, so let's take a look at the base here. I bought a piece of Lexan. Uh, it's clear plastic, and then an Imperial decal, and then I printed out sort of a silhouette of a Star Destroyer and laid it on this piece, cut it to shape, so we can have something shine through from underneath. And using this window decal as a mask, as well as some tape, we're going to make a sort of a Imperial Star Destroyer triangle. The base itself is a window frame I got at Hobby Lobby. And so I took the glass out and had to pry that out. These are the pieces that were holding it in place. So I repurposed them and painted them black and put it back in place so it would hold the Lexan up, and put that in here with a hot glue. You can sort of see how that worked there. So the whole assembly has sort of a hollow bottom, and then it's holding the Lexan up on the top side. All we got to do is drill through the Lexan for the pipe that's coming through. That's sort of that's the top as it appears, and then glued a bottom in place with some eighth inch plywood along the bottom there, and then reinforce that with white glue on the inside there. There's a shot to show the inside of that. Obviously we have some holes to drill, so there's the power supply for the 12 volts, the barrel connector coming in to the back of the display stand. And then I found a bunch of 1-inch cubes at Hobby Lobby and sort of assembled a display stand. This is wood glued into place, and those are all glued together to provide some support, and then there's a channel for wires to get down through the middle. I have some acrylic rod on this next shot, which will go on top of some on and off switches, which will deal with various on and off switches for the model, and glue those right on top of it, so those will protrude through holes that we drill on the outside of the box, and lay some strip down on the inside to light it from underneath. This is just basic cool white LED strip. I did include a barrel, what do you call it? A resistor, a variable resistor, so you could adjust the brightness of it, and wires are passed through some of these little tubes here.